he's having such a good game.
Midas defusal into BKB is the standard, I'd say, in this type of game. The Midas means you don't really want to fight mid-game. Drums mean you do. And then you go for the defusal into the survivability. He could consider other items, but I think they just have so much magic damage on LGD and so little right-click that it's pretty necessary.
Look at that comparison right now. It's a rough one for mid one. 0-5 and 5 versus the 4-1 and 2 and that hero damage. But mid one does now have a blink. He doesn't have it on him, but he is going to be flying it out to the top lane. We're setting up.
Mid one's pose is way better though.
There's going to be the tornado. They go. Nisha hasn't shown himself quite yet. There's going to be a cold snap stun as well. Nisha's just on top of Somnus. There's going to be a fade bolt, so he's doing a lot less damage. Tossing him away to try to save him. There's going to be another toss back. There's just two tosses everywhere. Zai's just getting bashed up. And there's just going to be one kill this way. It looks like maybe Zai almost out, but Ame will bring him down.
Base made though. Both Puppy, PSG.LGD group up as 5. They do the 3K lead on the China.
Oh, looks over the regen. Right? With this blink dagger, do you start getting a little more aggressive?
Can't cast chrono.
He's in a little bit of trouble. The stun comes out now. He's going to throw the chrono. Whoa! He whips it right there, but he gets on top of the Slark just barely, and they do actually get the kill. Pardon me, 432 gold going his way. They're going to try to turn it around now. Shadowfeet just throwing out a lot of raises. That ulti gets canceled, and guess what? You bring the numbers. You get the win. There's a nice stun. Not even a blink. There will be another one coming up inside, though. The avalanche, it won't matter, and that's a stolen. They just get out of there.
Ooh, that chrono was perfect. He did catch the Slark, and he put it to where he did to try to make Invoker get caught or at least zone him as much as possible. I really like that.
And that's an uncharacteristic mistake from Seek, because they had a blink on their Pudge that wasn't utilized for that play. If you're going to make that move, he needs to be involved, especially when you consider the way that kit works. In fact, you can see him, you can see mid one in the river. He's just not able to connect in time. If he's just 5 seconds closer, he's blinking forwards and throwing out a hook. And he's getting either the Void or the Slark, and this fight is totally different for Secret.
Meanwhile, mid one does force out the BKB from Somnus, who does get the tier 1 tower, but 10-second BKB expended against against an Invoker, Pudge, Crystal Maiden, Tiny. A lot of heroes that punish, basically killing you for sure if you're not in BKB.
So hypothetically, we're going into the 30-40 minute mark. We've got 5 slotted cores. Who do you guys like going into the late game?
Definitely LGD.
Is it just the core matchup, the Void against the
I just think Void is the strongest hero in the game at that point.
Wait, what time is the what talent is the Pudge GP?
20.
180.
He does get there pretty quick because of the XP talent, though.
That's true.
I've been seeing a lot more Pudges actually take the rot damage, but you need that gold.
I'm a fan of the XP talent myself.
He was too far behind
to not go.
Yeah, exactly. Rot damages, because the thing is, when you're ahead, you actually want the rot damage, because when you go XP, you actually level too quickly. And then it's like you die once. Yeah, at like 23 minutes and you're dead for 90 seconds. You're just like, oh no.
You fed like 700 experience or like more to another hero.
It'd be like 3,000.
Yeah, 700 combined.
I mean, it rounds up 700 to 3,000. Yeah.
There's still a freezing field, by the way, on this Rubik.
He's going to lose in about a minute, but it isn't a game-changing spell, but in team fights, especially within the chrono, that would be a lot of damage, I believe is the proper term.
Bottom getting close to that BKB already with that Maelstrom, the Midas. It's a 6K lead. Even though it's only 5 kills ahead, it just feels like PSG.LGD is destroying this game. Farming efficiently. He's going Hurricane Pike. You like that on Shadow Fiend? BKB Hurricane Pike?
Your job is to hit people in chrono, so I think his game is very position-based. So I'm not saying I love it, but it allows you to position around the chrono a lot, around these heroes like the Pudge. The Hurricane Pike is the only way for him to get a leash from the Slark without having to BKB. I think overall, if he's alive, he's going to output enough damage, and that synergizes with that concept.
And there will be a smoke up from PS, but they won't find anyone. They even scan down there. Won't be any heroes, and it will be a 2-for-2 rune exchange, as well as the main rune going to the Pudge.
I feel like that's almost an insurance smoke by LGD. Make sure that they want to secure these runes, and that Secret would have to 5v5 them if they want to take them. Ame, I don't think they were too trying to fight 5-on-5 per se, because Ame was 200 gold off BKB going into those runes.
Tower is under attack.
And now he has it. Zai gonna take mid tower for free, basically. They are trying to get a little trade going on here from LGD. This tier 2 bottom usually doesn't mean too much, but it is a tier 2 tower nonetheless. They do use 4 as well. That's not going to refresh.
Looks like they want to maybe try to play on top as well.
PSG just want to buy some time. They're not really ready to fight.
He fakes out the chrono.
They do have Blink Tiny.
Tiny won't be able to blink right now. Yeah, there's going to be a bash, and he just pops the BKB. He doesn't care. There's Earth Splitter as well. Puppy is there. Willie Puppy. Oh, no. Here we go, and now we do see Nisha.
It's the only way for Radiant to really get to Roshan by just staying on the map.
They're going to go for Ame. He just pops the BKB, though. Nisha. Strike Lick and had to use the ulti himself. Thought he might get chronoed there. There's around Zai's in a little bit of trouble. He gets his blink canceled by the Spirit. Gets bait bolted again. Gets stomped. They're setting it up, but the hook. We see the save. There's a lot of heroes. Chalice actually going to move forward. They want to get this Tiny. They still the chrono. Need to be careful. Zai, he's there just getting right click. There's going to be a nice stun toss, but it won't be enough to save him. Or is it? Tornado goes up. He bottles up a little bit and he blinks away. There's the chrono, though. They're going to see 2 of them. Seems like someone else can kill him. There's going to be the hook out on Yapsor. Will they be able to chase him? Chalice is there following, and this looks to be a 3-for-0 trade. The long range, even though you got the Pudge saving, it feels like this Sand King and Rubik can move around and just catch up to anyone you hook right now.
And this is going to be so hard for Slark to actually hit anybody. They have 2 BKBs, and they're going to have the force. They now have the Hurricane Pike, so 2 Force Staves on the side of LGD. And your leash is basically useless at this point on Slark. Not feeling good about our early predictions, Kyle. I can't believe I picked the same team to win as you did.
It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes.
PSG.LGD this game, they haven't made too many of them.
Yeah.
Very clean. That's another hero. Much like OG, I felt like PSG.LGD was slept on. I think the highest I saw them in the power rankings was like 6th. Kind of nuts.
Really?
Yeah. What?
I thought people had them pretty high. I think them and Vici were, I thought they were reasonably high. I don't know which power rankings you're looking at, but...
I mean,
Liquid ones, yeah, they had OG last year, you know what I'm saying?
My point is they were probably a team that should have been considered like in everyone's top 3. Yeah, exactly, but they were more of a top 6, and it's just if you can count on one person showing up at TI, it's always going to be FY, right? This guy just has that next level on.
They're going to go in. Up, and there's going to be a BKB pop by Nisha. Same with Ame. They're just squaring up against each other. He is going to finally pop his ulti. He's stealing a ton of agility, but Puppy, he just gets turned on. What's he doing over here? Yapsor will save him for now. Puppy will get the freeze. Hits him with the time dilation. They want to chase him down. There's going to be X Nova actually dying to Nisha, who's stolen quite a bit of agility right now. That will be the kill on Crystal Maiden. And a 1-for-1 trade, or 2-for-1, pardon me. And... well, they're just going to pop the Shrine. 4-man.
They still have Chrono, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just go. They don't have a smoke, but the bounty runes are spawning, so they're looking for Yapsor, who's going to steal it from Memphis. I heard an epic. Oh, they saw an illusion rune.
They kill it. Zai's here. He's like, oh, I guess I'll take this rune.
Oh, this guy has no chill.
There goes Chalice's ulti. Won't be very useful right there. Still up by 9,000 gold. When do you look for Roche soon? It doesn't feel like secret. I mean, obviously you have the Invoker and a Pudge, but it doesn't seem like the best like Roche protection like we've seen by other drafts.
They just don't have any sustain on the LGD side, so if they're going to hit Roche, they're going to take a lot of damage. So they have to be careful. They kind of have to get it uncontested.
So you would just go for a kill or 2 and then...
Yeah, as a general rule, there's 3 scenarios where you can Roche easily, which is when you do it so fast the enemy team can't respond, when you can do it without taking damage so that if they do, you're not in danger or you can just back away, or when you kill enemies and Roshan is under.
Get ready. We've got a smoke and we have...
They have Dismember on Rubik as well. That Ether Lens drastically extends that cast range.
The only thing, right, we have a BKB on Pudge now, so you can actually cancel it with that. We're going to move forward. They're going to find Yapsor. He does get a nice tornado off, but it won't be nice enough. He gets brought down immediately. Nisha, you think about chronoing this? X Nova. Yep, there it is. There's going to be the chrono. Get it right. Click him. Yeah, he's taking so much damage right now. He just gets brought down immediately. Level 20 on his Faceless Void. He's got that cast range mid one, trying to run away. He has the rod slow, so you can't get him in melee range. But guess what? It won't matter. Chasing. They want more. They want to finish this off. There's only Zai and Puppy left, and it looks like they will get away. It is nighttime. And guess what? You got the 3 hero kills. See you with the Roach Pit.
Not very often can you get Shadow Dance on a Rubik because Slark will pounce or Dark Attack during it. But when you get Chrono during Shadow Dance, it is quite nice to steal. He was low health on FY. He used the Shadow Dance and then went back to full. And now he can actually check for wards while they're roaching if he wants to. But they're busy distracting Secret, who's going to try to poke and prod at this agent or this Roach as it goes down. It's about 3rd health right now.
Nova stopping some blinks with that Spirit.
After poke and prod, they're Pudge and Slark are almost up.
Gonna be tough though. It's going down to about the next 3 seconds. Even gets bashed twice in a row. The extra damage. Ame picks it up. Tornado barely misses. FY almost snipes him. Has a blink dagger now so far. Pudge is starting to catch back up though. 4th actually on the net worth chart. Not doing too terrible. And he is going Lotus Orb next. We have a couple Lotus Orbs, both Pudge and Sam.
It's one of those games where you just have an answer to the Slark, and that's what makes the Secret lineup just... It's dangerous for them, because no matter what happens in this game, Slark can just get Chrono Spear, and your win condition is SOL. Sure, there's the hook out as a possibility, but when you're this far behind, it's very difficult to plan around those sorts of movements, because PSG.LGD can just get the Chrono off on the Slark, and everybody else just goes and dives behind. Find mid one. Stun him.
Top lane. Side. There's going to be a TP, and he's going to hit him with the time dilation. He will blink. They're going to move forward that way. Stun does come out. Will we get a bash? Not quite yet. He's still trying to run. There will be the bash. Sandstorm damage there as well. Slowly getting brought down, and Zai trying to make a little bit of space, trying to get that tower. Won't be able to. It looks like it will get denied.
Did buy his Echo.
Going for the Aghanims next.
Denied their top tower.
And well, we almost have a Butterfly, by the way, on the Shadow Fiend, who took the 2 damage per soul plus the Presence Aura effects building.
I love that.
He's doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, he also for the attack speed. I think a lot of Shadow Fiends, you can definitely do the magic build still, but if you're gonna go for this drums BKB build, I really like the draw attack build.
It baits out the BKB immediately, but it might just bait out his own death instead. He is doing a lot of right-click damage. They're just going to clear out the creeps, and they're going for base. Yeah, the Tornado actually hits him. Puppy, will he go down? One more hit. Oh, needed 2 more hits. Dire Curry actually ends up going down with 3 sentries from behind his knee shot. Well, this is going to be possibly a tier 3. Let's see if they want to go for it. Nisha's just cutting the creep wave, killed the chicken as we just saw. So they don't have the sentry wards anymore. He's just gone. They can't get the tower because there is no creep wave.
Yep, Slark never gets to be the strongest hero in this game, though. You're against ET, who Slark is a hero that never builds raw armor items, so you're going to have 0 armor if you're ever near the ET. And you're also against Void, who during your ultimate and BKB can just disable you anyway.
See how annoying Secret is being right now, just cutting every single creep wave with 90s little Slarkin. Might efficiency, 88%, not too bad. 2 more for the payoff, my friends.
Deceiving how quickly your Midas accelerates your farm. I think the main part about Midas that a lot of people don't think about is that it's a reliable gold. So when you die, if you have a Midas, you don't lose any of the gold that you use the Midas for.
That's a really good point. I haven't thought about that in a while.
Reliable gold's one of those things. Remember when it first came out, people were like, this is too confusing, and then, like, you know, some people understand it, and I'm sure the top of the pros understand how it works, but the top 10, yeah.
It's just weird because it's like an item that you get 160 gold instead of 60 or whatever your creep your Midas thing, and yet as a carry player I've noticed when I go Midas I just scale so much better.
No way.
What I'm saying is it doesn't seem like that much, but I think the main difference is the reliable gold, which is crazy.
Really?
When it was 200, that seemed like, yeah, you're going to gain a lot more gold, but the 160, it hasn't paid for itself yet.
Yeah, and it's 31 minutes, and he had it at 12 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, so it's just deceivingly, it's a weird item. I don't know.
Oh, we're going to move forward. Ame, he has the Chrono, but the Cold Snap with the creeps hitting him will slow him down enough. And they're just going to find Puppy instead, the sacrificial lamb. and it's going to be a, looks like Bloodthorn next for the Faceless Void. Ton of damage, and he's already 5k of the way there. We haven't seen him of Yapsor yet. This support invoker doesn't feel like it's done too much. It just feels like LGD's been ahead the whole game because this mid lane went so poorly for the Pudge.
Yeah, and they're getting a Lotus Orb on the Sand King, which is going to be done here, and that's really good against the Invoker, against the Crystal Maiden. You can even use it when somebody is at threat of getting hooked because the Pudge will dismember himself, so it instantly cancels it. There's a lot of use of the Lotus Orb. I also like to see it with Titans. Whenever you toss somebody onto somebody and the Lotus Orb reflects the toss, it's always pretty derpy.
Top lane, we'll get a little bit of damage on that tier 3. Zai, he has been quite the hindrance up here for LGD.
This is all you can do. Play the dodge game. Apply pressure on a tower. Make it so LGD doesn't feel confident 5-manning down one lane.
He is owning this tower top. None of LGD really wants to defend it, and there's going to be a full nother creep wave coming.
It's so confusing now that his tree sounds like a sword.
But he behind. Oh, but he blinks out immediately. Chalice uses the stun, and damn, Zai. What a player.
Nisha is going to have a completed Scotty soon enough. Did take the Dark Pact damage. And you have 2 Force Stabs and 2 BKBs. I think the Dark Pact damage is just better.
All the items right now. Is there any item where Secret can get right now and you're like, alright, this is a way for them to turn around these team fights, or is the farm just so high on LGD they need more than one item?
Then you gotta go real late. This Pudge has to be big. Your Tiny's going to have an Ag, so he'll actually be able to contribute a lot of damage in fights from a distance. But the fact is, unless you hook the Slark, he's going to be useless because of Chrono.
And Void's gonna hit 25 soon, and then
most Voids have been taking the backtrack.
really,
yeah, it's interesting. It's effectively 33% extra health as you assume your normal distribution of damage.
I gotta say, we haven't really called it out yet, but mid one is currently 0-7. Uh-oh. Well, I lied. He is now 0-9-7 as your middle player, and that does not feel good. He has to buy back even right now. That feels like a big difference. He is currently 4th to last on the net worth chart.
It's also the last pick, so it's supposed to have a good game.
Oh, and there's going to be the Chrono. He turns it. Will he be able to find Nietzsche? He does hook him out. He gets the E, but he pops the BKBs. They get him in time. There's going to be the center as well doing so much damage. They're just going to chase down Puppy. He tries to get away, and he will for now. Mid one's looks forward. Doesn't have to dismember yet. Oh, there's a force step. That's why there will be a toss there. Can they find Chalice?
Alley-oop.
He has the Lotus Orb on him for now, but it looks like he will go down. He has a stun. He wants to make it to the hill, but he can't quite make it. Duels.
I must have stepped
one kill for the mid and the carry buybacks.
As well as they still do get the melee barracks bottom, actually, the good racks.
Yeah, they've lost 1,200 gold there, 1,100 gold on Secret.
That was a beautiful toss, though. That was really cool to toss in the counter.
Illusion.
Okay. The illusion runes, they pop the smoke, they know this is our time.
They have to go before Chrono.
And here we go, there's going to be action over, they find it. This might just be a free kill, it looks like 4 step away. It is the cold snap though with the spear vessel to the hook. Oh my goodness, the fact that he has hook skull, by the way. Oh my boy, he's taking so much damage, he has BKB up in 5. Will the 4 step be enough to save him? The cold snap, he makes it uphill. And there's going to be a multi from Softness zoning him all out. He wants to go for Puppy and he's trying to get more hooks on FY. There's going to be Zai stun toss there, eating through. The Dismember is there. They don't do the most right-click damage through this BKB though. And they make it out.
Oh my god, the hook from Rubik saving the Void there. That was the one opening they had. He bought out. He bought out on Void.
How do you steal hook, by the way? I thought
that's what I
should
was
be
gonna
one of the
ask.
most impossible skills to steal in the game. And he stole Shadow Dance again, by the way.
Yeah, that's crazy. The other one was understandable because he was in Chrono, but that time Slark just didn't use any abilities during the...
To be fair, and I've seen, you remember that iconic play where he stole Phoenix Egg? He does have a track record of stealing spells he shouldn't steal, or shouldn't be able to, rather.
And Void did take the backtrack at level 25. He had bought out for the Bloodthorn. That was like their one chance to win the game.
Makes sense. I actually like this a lot because you have the damage, right? And it's not as if you need a bigger Chrono to just catch the Slark who you're hunting for constantly. And this means that Void is just not going to be able to be bursted anymore.
Yeah.
Because it just procs randomly, right, on damage.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
is.
like the old backtrack.
Yeah, assuming average, like your you're dodging the amount of damage of equal damage instances, you effectively are giving yourself 750 health on Void, which is insane because you also have backtrack.
Here we go. He's gonna fly. It actually will hit onto Ame, and Ludus is just gonna right-click him down though. This member's already been used, and oh my goodness, Nisha is already dead. That Chrono's there. Roche is at 2,500 HP. You can't fight this now. He's gonna surge Roche trees into the pit. There's gonna be a tornado. They're trying to slow down. Nisha doesn't have buyback though. Sai doing as much damage he can. Challenge here at the Sandstorm. There will be a hook out. It actually will hit on him. He didn't get the Aegis on Ame because of the hook out, but it won't matter. They turn it around and they get 2 more kills. There's gonna be a stun forward. Yapsor, he's the next one in trouble. Double killing a godlike for the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, both heroes had already... Those are diebacks on the Pudge as well as the Slark. Vlad's complete on the ET.
I mean, you were 14k down, right? You had to try to make something happen, and they go for it, but the instant chrono on the Slark, and you're just dead.
I mean, it was the play mid that had to work when they hooked the Void to safety. That, at the end of the day, was the play that had to work, and anything past that is just much less likely to work.
Well, it looked like they were just ending it.
Satanic SF. I do love his build overall. Just a mana build.
I love players like Satanic SF.
Usually against heroes like Slark, SF doesn't want to like stand his ground and fight you, but with the Void behind Slark and
they argue about what to do. I don't know. Ame was just like, he's like, I'm just gonna hit the racks. And you just see Sana's like, what? Why? We have presence aura effect buildings, and there's still 2 heroes dead that die back. They're just gonna right click this throne. It doesn't look like they can defend this. Lotus Orb up on the Void. The disarm, there will be a toss. Doesn't quite make it to the fountain, but it looks like Chalice might go down here. He does, but right click. The game is over. And PSG.LGD at 38 minutes, I don't want to say, but it looks like they stomped Secret that game 1. Mid lane just was a complete disaster for this Pudge. And that was, as BSJ said, your last pick.
This is why it's one of my favorite matchups, though. The SF usually goes nuke first, so he wins the initial wave. And Pudge has to survive and still stay in the lane, right? Because SF will apply more.
Or I'm 8-0-10 at 15 minutes, and the other guy has a phase minus radius. Even though I've killed his team.
Are you
and
sure not dyslexic and you're 0, 8, and 10?
No, I'm telling you, the other guy just has a minus radiance, and I lose anyway.
And I'm gonna do something I rarely do, which is agree.
Right?
Well,
agree. Okay, go on.
Agree with a Redditor, and just say shouts to Ice Frog and the Dota team, because this is a hell of a patch. It's just, this is sick if you think about it. We have like carry wisps. We have your standard Dota 2. You see all these flashbacks. I've seen Void Phoenix. I've seen Nagamurana. We've seen ET drafts. Like all kinds of throwbacks. It feels just like everything is viable. It's just a matter of like what teams want to, and it's just you can't ask for more when you really consider the stakes.
You actually cannot. And guess what? Secret. I mean, that top lane didn't go that bad for him, right? They actually killed the Void twice in 5 minutes. Yeah, you had the Invoker and the Tiny.
But he had to leave. That was the problem, is that you have to go mid because there's a level 8 Shadow Fiend and your Pudge is barely 6. Yeah.
Marana, are we gonna see Marana Ogre?
Maybe. Right as I start talking, oh god, I cursed it. I'm sorry, team.
I would say
I'm sorry.
I have to say, and PSG.LGD took second pick, and this has to be the most common second pick, I think, of this whole tournament.
It's perfect.
It is. One great lane already that's instant guaranteed kills. Almost anyone.
Or if you want to switch it up, it's the support duo.
It is.
And it's pretty damn good at roaming.
It is. Strong. This Ogre hero, we all knew we was going to see some play this TI. Did you expect to see this much play, though? Like, first pick every game? I know I did.
Admiral Moo was convinced. He said that Ogre offlane was broken. And I said, I will see a TI. And I said, I have seen it. Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself, Grant.
At the Kunkka, what did PSG.LGD ban? So, they were second pick this game. They were first pick last game, right? Yeah, they were. Yeah. So they had to ban Enigma because it's secret. They banned ET and they banned Chen, which leaves the Kunkka in the pool.
And Techies, by the way.
True. That's a good point.
Techies versus Marana Ogre, I guess. That's probably the problem, right? Like, you try to do anything. You're low HP because you want to do the suicide, but you just die to any stun.
Yeah, that's the way you counter Techies. Is if he doesn't have the threat of being able to kill himself, he dies.
by someone else.
Just try to digest that one, you know?
I digested it.
Thank you.
And this Kunkka, right, we saw Infamous, they straight up first picked it, first phased it twice actually, and Secret, they're doing the same. You do have this Invoker Kunkka. More than I mean, this has to be pretty, it's a Kunkka core, right? Because you already have the Invoker, more than likely is going to be the 4. I mean, obviously, mid one can play it, but I've only seen Yapsor when OD already banned out.
Yeah, the setup for Mirana Arrow, really good against Kunkka, because he's a melee hero that really the only way to prevent him from CSing is to remove him from the game. Astral does that.
Yeah, we've discussed this a bunch, but the other reason Ogre's one of the better off, it's just the Ogre Mirana is so good because you lane well. Ogre gets all these CS. He's active in the game all of a sudden, running around with like phase boot plus something, and he can just go mid, TP, just roam, and Mirana then takes all the space. He's the one that then starts farming the hard lane for the rest of the game. Like wherever the most unsafe area of the map is, you now just have a full Mirana pushing. And we've discussed like, yeah, maybe you kill him. You're gonna take like 2 heroes. It's gonna take some time, and it's a support. It doesn't really matter, and he's gonna have the lane pushed already.
And he also has his ult to contribute to the fights from across the map if he isn't able to show up at them.
It's just one of those heroes that's great because, again, it's these are replicable mechanics. So my team gets an extra smoke every 2 minutes and yours doesn't. And that's just how it goes. You're going to have to spend extra money on sentries. And then there's, of course, the X factor of if you just happen to land like a 5-second arrow out of nowhere, that's going to be a kill.
Once you get the triple arrow, especially late game, how potent it actually is scary.
And they've just buffed Mirana 8 or 9 patches in a row, something like that. They're all very small buffs, but at the end of the day, you have got an extra 30 damage on your level 1 arrow. You have 15 seconds off of each leap charge at level 1. You have the Ag Scepter went from, I believe, 11 down to 8 seconds over the course of several patches, which people are buying Ags on Mirana now. And all these factors combined have made it so her number, she's just an all-around hero. She's not a hero that's meant to do one thing. She just does a bunch of little things. And these types of heroes are either super good with their numbers, meaning they just do everything really well, or their numbers just aren't high enough. And right now, Mirana has hit that critical threshold. I haven't seen her all year. I don't think we saw her in any major, any minor, maybe more than 5 times this entire year.
Definitely not.
And now she's here for every game.
First picked every game, yeah.
It's just crazy how that works, right? So you just, these heroes that are off the map, not picked, just hit this threshold eventually when they get buffed. And that's just the delicate balance of Dota. It's crazy how...
And it takes one person playing it, right? Like, it takes, wait, this is good, and then all these other teams are like, oh yeah, it is. Like, look at this, and... You know, there could be other heroes like that, right? But it takes someone to try it.
It's really difficult. That's why I think the break day in between really necessary, not just so we can evolve production to venue, but because
helps. Yeah.
But it gives you time as a team to digest like formation overload the group stage gives you. You know, it's what 20 series a day, over 20, 20, then 15. Plus potential tiebreakers. Like, it's just so many games. It's so many games. In fact, actually, is it 175?
It'll never be too.
It's a lot. I don't know.
All I know is it's so much Dota, and I will take many days as I can to watch it.
Yeah,
we love Dota.
I remember talking to Seb yesterday, and he said that if you get flustered or something goes wrong in the group stage, you can't recover because you're just have Dota thrown into your face. Like, you have a series an hour from now. If you just had a tilting, frustrating 2-game series, guess what? You're playing in 2 or 4 hours from now. Whatever. Like, you got to come back and just bounce right back. And that also goes with the information processing, as you just said. I expect to see unique ways to deal with the meta heroes that we haven't seen yet coming out in the main event, right? That's usually what happens. There's like this group stage meta where these certain heroes are super popular, and people have to either ban them every game in the main stage because they haven't figured them out, maybe there is no way to figure them out, or they have this unique way that counters them, then those heroes no longer become viable, then every other hero becomes viable.
It's cool too because you see like people figure out like just different reasonings. I really want to point to like OG giving away the mag and immediately taking 2 methods of offensive purge, Shadow Demon and Enchantress. And that's going to be like, that is a critical nugget of information because you realize that OG doesn't care about RP. it's just about the damage amp, and they feel like if you can remove that, who cares about this mag? Because sure, he'll have some lockdown, but the damage output's not going to be there. And little things like that, then you see upper bracket matches where there's this understanding like, okay, I don't want to pick mag because this hero's in the pool, but you multiply that by like 500 different relationships that may be a little tweaked illustrated the group stage by some team.
This is looking like a fresh Lifestealer game. We've seen it a lot this tournament against the Ogre, specifically. They have 3 beefy meat shields for you to eat. You have a lot of heroes that kind of synergize with Lifestealer running in. If you go on them, there's the Jakiro counter initiation, the boat, the Invoker. It's like really hard to focus down one target here. And I don't know, it's not exactly the most stylish hero.
What about a Tide?
Or Spectre.
Okay. It's excellent against Mirana and Magnus.
Conceptually, right?
Yeah, because your definition of reach. You pop bolt and jump in. You're immediately on top of one of them. You're going to cancel the mag blink and provide full vision. So let's say there's a Mirana invis. You can assume that there's going to be more movements as 5, or at least more aggressive movements because you have these extra smokes thanks to the Mirana invis. If you pop Haunt and all of a sudden you're spawned, you see, like there's an empty space where all of your illusions are. It's some pretty critical info, and you also already have this like amazing team fight from Team Secret's 3 heroes. So you just needed the ability to scale.
I feel that LGD is just going to pick a really hard mid-gamer that pushes buildings. Jug obviously still in the pool with the mag, and
Jug's pretty sick here.
Team Secret just doesn't have active heroes that punish Empower in terms of the ability to just consume the map because you have one carry that's just empowered, killing creeps. And I always favor the team with Empower as long as they have as much or more space to farm the map. The only limitation you can have with Empower is that there aren't enough creeps on the map to hit. Either your hero with Empower doesn't have enough camps to clear, or he's killing everyone else's creeps, meaning the rest of his team has no items. And the one thing I don't like about Spectre against Mag is you aren't applying any tempo. And any hero that gets picked is going to have the start that they want them to have. Invoker, a weaker 4-position hero in the early to mid game. We saw Ame had a really good start last game. I expect whatever hero they do pick for him that gets bloodlusted and empowered to simply be able to mow down the towers, the heroes, the farm.
Also means that this Tiny's most likely mid, right?
That's what I thought. I was going to ask, like, what do you think these are? Could be Mirana middle still, obviously. It could be Tiny. That's going to be an Axe.
So since they picked the Axe, they left Jug in the pool. It's a nice counter initiation against the Mag. I'm a fan of Troll here. I think is my biggest one. I'm just looking through the hero list. PA seems okay.
Yeah, it's too slow. You want something that does tower damage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, the fact that you don't want the PA. The Troll seems better.
Yeah, I think it's
Terrorblade isn't crazy.
Into Axe Jakiro Invoker. Yeah, no.
It's an Invoker support.
No illusion-based core.
Yeah, it's Terrorblade's not the same as most. You could go Luna, maybe.
Don't you just pick Troll? Just some melee hero that hits buildings later. You can't.
See?
Faceless Void.
Or the Void again.
Should have seen that one coming. You do have a
Kuka's
ton
really
of setup
nice.
again.
Kuka's really nice against Void, though. You do have
Axe
a lot
is pretty
more.
good against him too.
Yep, a lot more catch for Void this game than you did last game. The thing is, I'm curious how he adjusts his build on Void now that you have Mag. Maybe you don't need the Midas. Maybe you can just go Yasha.
Madness, perhaps?
I would say Yasha more likely. A lot of times carriers tend to go Yasha if they have a Mag, just because it's such an efficient item when you have the Empower. Because you just move faster and hit faster, more damage. But you're silencing yourself. Mask of Madness quality of life-wise on Void is so hard to use, because you use it in the chrono, and then the 4 seconds after the chrono, you just die, because you still have the Mask of Madness on. I personally have had a very hard time using it.
Axe, that's important.
So
we'll see.
Which one you like more? You like this Faceless Void last pick, or can Nisha Spectre carry this game?
Definitely a better matchup than Slark, and I know it kind of goes both ways now because you can pounce and stop the leap, but Void just kills Slark all game, whereas Spectre, sure, you'll tank the chrono, but Hero is far tankier. and you're built to just sit there and take a beat. Whereas Slark is more of the elusive survivor.
This is a pretty sick Silver Edge game for Void. You're against the Axe as well as the Spectre, so maybe the third or fourth item.
Maybe just Maelstrom into Shadowblade BKB or BKB Shadowblade.
Okay, yeah, I could go for that. Yeah, you used to go Mask of Madness, Shadowblade BKB, or BKB Shadowblade. So I think that makes sense now that you pan out the picture of Silver Edge being really good. That you just go for the Maelstrom maybe. You could go Vlad's too.
That's true. I love Vlad's with Empower.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is usually Vlad's you don't have enough farm to keep up with, so you have to go for the Midas. But now with the Empower, you can play the sustain mid-game fighting because they really don't have much damage in the mid-game from Secret to kill a Void.
They're all in on this. It's typical in the sense that they're just looking to outplay their opponent. They have a ton of disable, ton of stuns, massive utility. Shove towers, you can rotate around the map. You can win your lanes, or if you lose them, you can look to start rotating around the map. The concern is going to be, and then PSG.LGD, it's just very solid, very standard. Nothing like we haven't seen before, but
Middle Tiny's a little bit different. We have seen it.
Maybe though.
Yeah. How does this matchup middle go? Because I guess they picked the Tiny to go against this Kunkka middle. I assume it's a reasonably good matchup.
It's a very even matchup.
Okay.
Tiny.
It's definitely Tiny favorite now because you still have a mechanic that deals plus damage on denies, and they removed it from Kunkka.
I'm just saying it's maybe 60-40 at max, 55-45.
But Tiny threatens kills, whereas.
Oh, this Void. Maybe taking a little bit of damage. Still wants to go for the rune. Won't be able to get it. Zai spam clicking. It's that W. And once again, Secret did this last game as well. They smoke up and they place runes bottom and top. Neither of them were scouted out because they were smoked up.
It's aggro tri-lane, block.
Yep, get it under the tower. See Nisha just hiding. FY is guarding his creep wave.
The Ogre 5 here.
Oh, arrow right into Nisha's face. That's going to be a skewer back. Light blue already left. The Ogre's here, possibly a kill, but Nisha at least will get these levels.
They made him miss all the last hits, except for one. That was the nice part of that. They were dealing damage while their own creeps were dying, so it was kind of like an efficient play where you deal the damage to Nisha, you're not missing anything, while he's also missing something. Double whammy.
Bloodlust and once again, it is this Yapsor support invoker. Zai, not a Tiny this game, but an Axe.
Another X with Cold Snap is the Battle Hunger. Constantly proccing those stuns.
Middle lane. We haven't quite looked at it. It's 6-3 for mid one right now. Somnus at 5-1 has a lot of creeps away though. Trying to harass a little.
He's trying to toss him under tower. I like the threat of it.
Got to be wary. There's going to be a Battle Hunger coming up top. Xnova just going to eat a little bit of damage here. Yaps obviously not the craziest. Dude, getting the Ring of Basti feels good on the Invoker because you need that damage. If you're not going X Sword, you're not doing any damage.
It's so nice for the Axe too because it gets a little bit of plus armor that it's just efficiency, right? You can
Remember when Axe started with negative armor? Poor guy.
When was that?
Like the Dota film filled out. Yeah,
really?
He started with -1 armor, yeah. One there is going to be initiation this Ogre. It's just, even as a 5 Ogre, you just have a Stout Shield. You've got 8 armor, +3 when you're under the tower. Meanwhile, Rune Somnus in a lot of trouble. Mid one? Kill. The bottle from Tiny was out. Bottom lane though, Chal's taking a ton of damage as well, FY. Just gonna have to back it up. So, Karass coming out from Secret. Start wearing on the regen from LGD.
I love the fast wand, holding onto double mango, spamming spells to and obviously not. You're not gonna do super well bottom until you start winning.
Top lane takes away all of Ogre's mana.
Oh, they buffed that. That's part of the reason that Invoker's probably seeing poor position, right? Didn't they change EMP like a patch ago?
They buffed Cold Snap. I know that. I don't know about EMP. Yeah, it's Cold Snap that got buffed. Got the damage on it. And Ame almost dies top. Barely got the time walk off, and he's going to take a lot of damage over time. He has a salve, but he can't use it for about 5 seconds.
A lot to see it because they're just pushing in a tower. They're like, we're going to push in the tower.
And he doesn't have a salve, or he doesn't have a time walk.
There's going to be the call. It's just going to be a kill. He's getting right-clicked, and yeah, Zai just punches him one in the noggin.
First blood. That's what happened.
This top lane, we've seen it. I mean, this is the lane that pretty much won. Bottom lane, they're going to try to go. It is going to be a TP back to the base by Puppey. It will be Nisha alone, but doesn't have a salve and 5 tango.
Void kind of had to die there. He had no regen left. He bought an extra salve, and he wasn't going to get the courier anytime soon. So, oddly enough, you're not happy to die by any means, but kind of had to.
Like, now that you're back, he's like, all right, I got this. We'll see what I can do. He does get the call off. He's spinning a lot. Ogre is taking a ton of damage. We get another spin. We'll get time locked, but still just spin after spin. The cold snap plus the battle hunger. X-Nova goes down. Still no bad. But gets the right click. Ame. They'll pick up a kill. That almost takes him level 4. Guess who just TP'd up here? It's FY. The hero quite yet. Whoop, whoop, making it out. Making it out. We'll just leap over. Nice tornado. Starstorm hits twice. It is only level 1 though. Ame gets a double kill. That's a good turnaround. Yeah, you just died, and as BSJ said, it doesn't feel good, but I'm sure that feels good. Get the double kill. You have all the regen in the world now. Bottom lane, Puppey, just complete hindrance to Chalice right now.
It'll be interesting to see what, whether or not Secret prioritizes or the Spectre. I feel like based on mid 1 start, he'll be the one going. That allows then Nisha to play more of like the Slayer Spectre that has a more what's the word, like you know, when it's like not as exponential but like more linear item progression where you are strong enough to fight with each ultimate cooldown instead of having to just save for a relic, which is very punishing. Start to your game. Yeah, exactly. I'd love to see this Midas, because as we just queued up on the Spectre, Midas into like
There's an Invis coming out from Somnus. FY rotated here as well. Won't even be able to get Bodok. Does have a fairy fire, but smacked down by the Tiny.
Y zoning. He also has follow charges that he can get the Somnus here.
Top lane. Spit out.
1,400 gold sitting on Void. I have to imagine he just buy the trip just because you have a bag to go for the Midas as we talked about. Just hasn't bought any components yet. Has not been able to get to the side shop because the lane's always pushed into his tower.
It is less than 1,000 gold lead LGD with that double kill top, helping out quite a bit. Rune will be a haste. Puppey scoops it up bottom. We did see FY was like, I wish this wasn't for him. Top lane. Looking, Zai might need to be a little bit careful here. Bloodlust's gonna go out. This is level 3 time lock by like 20%, 35 bonus damage. Quite a bit. Try to run down right now. Here comes the arrow. They try to get Yapstar as well, but there's going to be the call, giving him bonus armor. He will jump forward. If he gets one more bash, should be the kill, but a nice tornado save there. Back out. 3 heroes top from the Dire. Chalice, he's not getting too much farm down bottom. I mean, you look at the CS. Mid one's having a great time. Mag and Void aren't having the best.
Yeah, it's a tough lane bottom for... It wasn't really the greatest in the first place. Like, better for the game, most likely, the over 5 instead of 3. But the laning of Mirana Mag.
Don't have that guaranteed arrow into it.
Ogre's also got way more base stats to body a Spectre.
Click, yeah. Bloodlust, I mean, hey, we just see level 1 Bloodlust. Now Bloodlust yourself, and you just hit him. You don't care if creeps are hitting you, if he's hitting you.
You talked about a lot of the harass damage they had top on Secret, and Ogre's job was pretty much to just be a me shield and soak as much of and that's exactly what he did. And otherwise, I think the Void would have really struggled.
Yeah, that's a good point. It wasn't like, it's just like Mag, right? You obviously provide a ton of utility and damage amp the late game, but laning phase you are a bit of a liability. If you were top with the Void, that would have been
Now we have slowed down, not quite as crazy as it was last game. You got a Spectre, so it's like, let's just buy time. Be a Torrent flying out, will it hit Chalice? It does. Might have to shoot him down as well. There is the Tidebringer. He does go up, but guess what? X immediately back down. Mid one will take that kill. FY's here as well. Has leaps, 2 charges of it. X is on cooldown for 10 seconds, just taunts his way out.
How can he direction while spinning?
You saw Michael Jackson moonwalk, right?
It's ruining my
Saying you know you can moonwalk, so he just moonwalked continuously.
That's not a moonwalk.
But I'm saying what I'm saying is he was moonwalking in different angles continuously. Think about it. Wow. The geometric angular projectile trajectory. I don't know.
Let's move on.
Okay.
BSJ losing it, Kyle losing it, and Somnus losing all his mana middle. The EMP
That
does
segue.
ruin this Tiny. Just farming, I mean, going for that Midas, as you said. Should get it reasonably quick. Looks like about that 10-minute mark.
It's really nice because he hasn't had to buy boots either. Like, very efficient. Just wand, Wraith Band, a drop to... Very efficient Nisha, and you get Midas this quick. It feels real nice, and I don't believe Void is going for one. That
He does have the Morbid Mat. Oh, nope, he's got the Mask of Madness.
Oh,
Bottom lane, they are going to try to initiate in. It is going to be a nice arrow as long as the stun. There's going to be the first polarity. Will it be enough to kill Nisha? Still alive. No, goes down. There's going to be the mid one wants to at least get a follow-up kill. It will just be the 5 Ogre. So a nice gank there on Nisha, that Spectre, which will slow that Midas down quite a bit, actually.
Punishing that greed is huge for them. The one drawback of going for that early Midas is it leaves you susceptible to that early gank that you wouldn't have died to if you had Treads or Phase.
And I'm surprised, I've seen other Spectre go 2-0-4. I think if he goes for the offensive, like, I'm just passive, he actually
Stun pod is going to throw him full down. Zai is going to be there, get the call up. They want to get these runes. There's going to be a Spectral team. What we're going to go for Ame. He is just going to try to time walk away. Has the chrono. Will he use it as you defensively? He will now. They want to turn around. Maybe not. Zai actually looks for a call. Gets tossed up into the chrono. Stuck in midair. Zai still alive though. Gets the call up. Puppy's here. Has a nice cast. Hasn't committed it quite yet. X will bring him back. Arrow flies. Actually ends up hitting the Jakiro. X Nova looks to the next one to fall. Now they're going for Puppy from the backside. All the damage for him. Into the air from Puppy. Next one to fall. Ame is on a killing spree. Back. They move forward. They want the bow. There's the X. Pull the Tiny back. Hits them. Right clicks go. Well, they're looking for Zai, but Ame just has to make it out. Secret with a nice team fight there. A slow, steady team fight, but they have that damage.
key, and this is something Secret have just done so well all year, is that as the 4 heroes of Secret picks up skirmish in one lane, who's farming alone, getting acceleration going against the Absol on the 4 position. Usually something greedy. I don't think it gets much greedier than an Invoker 4.
Not
Dire structures
unless it's
are
just
fortified.
his Rubik bait.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They meme about it. It's just kind of like...
It just is what it is at this point.
It's like the cores of Secret, you know, they don't like it necessarily, but it's just like, you know what,
is
we
about
want so
to
much
take
fire.
the blast.
Will we get a bash hit on mid one? No, the first hit isn't there. Macro Fire goes down. Ice Path the same. There will be an X on X Nova. All the mana away, I'm sure he would. They just back up on Secret. All 4 heroes. Nisha will just TP. Goes to middle. And all the tower, you see it. 100% tower health on Secret right now. Meanwhile, the tower almost going down on LGD. Tons of denies. Look at the denies, by the way. It is 8 denies versus 34. Kyle, he's getting his read on right now. There will be a toss in middle. It's going to be Nisha. Will they be able to bring him down? It does have that level 3 dispersion. Tornado goes down to AD there as well. Nice pass to lock into place. Softness. No more mana. Does have a wand plus 2 bottle charges. But both doesn't actually hit. Didn't bring him back in time. Will it matter? It looks like it does. He's just going to wander on out.
And beefy.
Certainly is.
Radiant's
Once you get
top
that
tower is
right,
on
once
the
you
rocks.
get that level 1 grow, you don't feel good at level 5. You get gone on like that. But once you get the armor, it's a lot better.
Popped on something.
They're trying to bring down
Already.
Radiant's
That's Vanguard actually. Very tanky.
It is. There's going to be the shockwave. You bring 3 heroes down. He is, though, as you said, gets to call up the extra armor, and Zai, he's juking, he's jiving. Will he be able to make it out? Thomas has a toss up in one, and there's the toss. There's the kill. And a big one.
A lot of magic damage in Smayo's Zai. Really did not even think there was any auto attacks. Vanguard not exactly.
They're actually going to do this next.
tower
Chelsea
faces a
flying.
stiff wind.
type. This Tiny so much, and that's what we talked about. You just got this first now. It was the middle Tiny, you have the early level 4 on both your abilities.
A lot of axes I've seen go phase Windlace into Blink. I've seen the trend of requiring a Vanguard kind of fall off a lot, and I see there. I don't necessarily love the Vanguard this game. They have so much magic damage coming out from LGD.
It's one of those games. I think we saw. It might have actually been Saitima was going phase double bracer. I really like that. It might have been.
That was
it Seb? No.
I think it was KP. No.
I don't know, man. There's
But you look
18 offlaners at this tournament. I can't remember.
It was KP. It was KP.
You just like the HP, the mana, everything it gives you.
And this is also, by the way, BC, why I like the Mask of Madness. It's not even necessarily for like fighting. It's just able to farm.
I mean, glad you do it too, just slower.
Yeah, but you can't break it. The thing is, you break Mask later for MKB and Butterfly if you need it. Definitely MKB in this game, maybe not the Butterfly.
That was a huge bolster to his farm. Suddenly he has a free Mithril Hammer from that ancient stack. That was huge.
Almost level 10 as well.
And this steroid is going to rocket him into the top of the net worth. Kunkka does have the double bracer going Solar Crest first item.
All right.
Thoughts, Kyle?
Different.
Okay,
different.
If you think about it, right, they're just trying to keep the Spectre alive. If OG showed us anything last year, it's the damage reduction armor stacking on a Spectre is pretty damn effective. And you know, as Secret, you're never going to be in a scenario where you're able to like out-initiate the innocence because you're playing against like Mirana Invis, they have Void Chrono, they have Mag RP, all these stuns, a Tiny with a Blink Dagger. So you're going to just sort of allow this initial counteract. And look at the win probability. Even though it's only 57%.
Still good tagged up, and now Ame, he's in a little bit of trouble. The call is going to be there. Can he get anything off? No, he just goes down, tries to walk up the hill just to steal the roof. Chalice will get his ulti off, but it does only hit onto one of them. There's pressure for them. They have the detection. Ice Path is there. Call. A little bit late. You need that detection, especially versus Mirana.
Very interesting from Ame.
He thought he had that rune after he saw one of the heroes get stunned, and then he just walked into an ice path.
He got a little overconfident thanks to that plus 12 strength count at level 10.
Does have a lot of HP, but unfortunately you get locked down, and it doesn't matter how much HP you have. Eventually you'll get worn down. Zai getting close to that blink, and that's when it's very scary for LGD. FY does go for the mech. We've been seeing a lot more of the mech on the Mirana.
I haven't seen one this fast in this tournament though. Brown Boots bottleneck.
Do you like it, or do you want to like seeing more creep clear? Do they just know they gotta fight early and not let the Spectre go late? Is that why, or?
They have a decent amount of burst on the side of Secret, and that extra 250 health might make the difference for a hero like Void for him to get the time walk off. That's what I think the idea behind it is. You just want to survive that extra little bit of threshold against a hero like Axe.
Also, the offensive Solar Crest is pretty insane.
I feel like it's more of an offensive item in this game than a defensive, to be honest with you.
You just put it on the Void, right?
Yeah.
And if he pops Mask especially, and all of a sudden you kind of neuter that attack speed plus, and then we just don't.
He changed his item to a BKB instead of a Maelstrom, by the way, on the Void. So he says that he needs to be able to participate sooner rather than later, basically. Yeah, with that.
Well, you need to be able to just force fights every chrono at this point, right? You're playing against a team that's going to outscale you. I mean, it's Invoker, Spectre, like Axe. The thing about Axe is that there's never going to be a scenario where the Void isn't killable, right? There's nothing to itemize for that prevents you from just getting called and then initiated on.
Yeah.
And he was maybe trying to like toss. I'm pretty sure if you toss near the same frame as the X pullback, you end up like in the air and back at the tower.
Yeah.
It looked like though he did.
That's how it does with the buybacks. Remember the buybacks?
Yeah.
Where the Tiny would toss and the guy would buy back after he died midair and land at the time, the place he died. That was pretty funny.
Both teams, by the way, picked up blinks at about the exact same time. Whoa, they smoke, but it's instantly broken by Chalice, who just put away. So you got a blink on Mag and a blink on Tiny. Is that too many blinks? Should they have gotten some more team items, or do you like the blink on Mag?
I like it. I honestly don't know if I like it on either hero, actually. Maybe on Tiny, but to your point, I think Mag goes teamfight items, right? You're playing with Ogre and Magnus stacked that damage amplification, right? Make Void a superhero.
Yeah, remember when Ice went, he shreds Vlad's solar?
Yeah, I would love that. Like, play it like a time runner, right?
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. With the counter initiation from Axe, as well as Invoker, and the ultimate from Spectre, Blink Dagger, it's just hard to use. It's not necessarily never going to work. It's just hard to pull off.
It's tough because there's 3 heroes on Secret that can combo break.
Yeah.
Specifically Invoker. So you kind of need to get Yapzor. And you have to get Zai too. And look, you can see how they're playing, like, always together. And it's just incredibly difficult to fight.
Nice leap away. Wow, FY, I have no clue how he did that, but there's going to be a call coming on the Ogre. They try to bring him back. So it looks like Ame wants one left. BKB doesn't even chrono. He hasn't used it quite yet. He's still thinking about it. Meanwhile, there will be an RP on the backside. No one's gone down yet. Puppy actually gets his ice path up there. It's going to be the chrono. Finally wants to bring down 2. He has the empower, so he's cleaving down. Nice call by Zai, though, to pull him out of that. Puppy will go down, but he's going to buy back instantly. Arrow flying. One Puppy comes back. What's he gonna arrow? He's gonna throw arrow will hit onto mid one. Can they bring him down? Yes, Ame with the right click. No, he doesn't with that ice path. But the right clicks going on Chels will get the kill. Zai does miss the dunk.
Purges the empower.
FY trying to, he wants the Yapzor. Yapzor just dancing on his Ame, taking a lot of damage. He's gonna have to try to run away. The ice path hits onto 2 of them. And what a long, drawn out, strange fight. 3 drop on Secret, 2 on LGD, and a buyback by Puppy.
I'm surprised Secret committed that hard. Once they botched the initiation and saw the Void BKB, they still confidently take the engagement. Not go their way. Nice RP by Chalice as well. Look, Secret actually does more damage, but they don't win the fight.
I mean, Zai probably saved that fight too with that blink call on the chrono. Doesn't allow him to get those kills like immediately after.
That's also kind of a mistake on Void. He's not going to let that happen again, by the way. He was on the part of the chrono that leaves him in range. Yeah. You move so fast that you miss maybe 1 auto attack.
That wasted 3,000 damage that fight on the Spectre. Looks like EMP will go up. Somnus is going to lose all his mana. There's going to be the boat as well. Multicast goes out on Zai, but I don't think it's going to matter. Somnus is getting brought down pretty easily. On the backside, Yapzor is getting run down for one right now, and he's fighting non-stop. Ame taking so much damage, and because that Master Madness can't really do anything, he has to run away through the ice path. Once more, Ogre goes down. Nisha with the double. Chalice. Yes. Wait, no ice path there to do it, but Zai flips back in. Goes for FY. There's the ice path now. There's going to run forward. There's the solar crest slowing them all down. Nice skewer to save him for now. Nisha, though, continuously chasing, tries to leap away, but FY goes down and mid one gets the kill. All of a sudden, LGD is crumbling under their tier 1. Zai actually gets the call off after the time block, and there we go.
Oh my god, he just melted. He went.
Dire's middle tower.
He was at 1 armor.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Zai, once again, these blink calls into the backside. You think the fight's over, but no, he gets a +1 every time Nisha gets the tower. And all of a sudden, you've got a full Manta, Phase Boots, Hand of Midas going Diffusal next on this Spectre.
Oh yeah. And that diffusal time is insane.
More damage. Look at this. He had 3,000 at the last fight, 3,700 this fight. He's done about 7,000 damage in 2 minutes now.
Somebody get this guy a hat. He's shielding the sun.
Please.
Please.
It's bright.
That's how most gamers look in the light. But I just want to say it's much easier for Spectre to play this game than it is for Void. I always like to look at the carry role and think, what hero would I have an easier time pushing the proper buttons and positioning and all that kind of jazz? And even if you get initiated on Spectre, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. That would actually be what you want to happen. On the other hand, on Void, if you get caught by 1 or 2 chain stuns, you might just get burst at full to 0.
And to your point about the Mask of Madness, like, I like it, but the moment you make a misplay here or there, or rather, once your team loses a fight, all of a sudden the fact that the enemy carry has a Midas and you don't becomes incredibly relevant. Because the game isn't going to end anytime soon. He will consistently outpace you throughout the game.
The one thing I liked about Vlad's, I know it sounds weird, but he's using time walk a lot in these fights, especially in the mid game, and I don't like Mask of Madness when time walk is a reliable way to survive in the fights. And I'm not necessarily saying he had to go Vlad's instead, but it just feels like he could be much more survivable.
I agree, but I don't think Void, like, it's the same reason that game you were discussing, Huskar getting a Force Staff. Void is your hard carry. He's the real source of damage for LGD. They have two methods of just buffing a melee carry. Someone else needs to buy the Vlads.
Then how about he goes Vlad's on Mag, and then you get a Yasha on Void going like, I just don't want the Mask of Madness, is what I'm saying. Like some stat item or some just nice item. You don't have to buy nice, just an all-around okay item.
It's one of the rare games I wouldn't mind a Sonic Yasha because status resist is so good against Secret.
Somnus dodges the smoking. No, the tornado hits it. 0.01 seconds.
Can you see that you hit an Invis hero with that?
It looked like they know. Sitting there, he's like, whoop.
Have haunt.
Is good. Tags the item. Oh, dude, they're gonna chrono. Yeah, chrono into the tree storm. It's gonna be much like the fall of Isengard.
Is under attack.
You can do it against a.
Look at this, X-Nova doesn't even get 1 point in that Ignite, just 404 on this Ogre. Is going the Vlad, but you know, 5-position Ogre, it's gonna take a little bit.
I think he's going Butterfly on Void next, just because it's a nice stat item, but more so he wants to disassemble this this Mask of Madness.
I gotta get rid of this, please.
I made a mistake, I should've listened to BSJ.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
getting close to
Common
that
problem for
Butterfly,
carry
though.
players nowadays.
But I do respect the fact that, like, you know, this is what makes Ame a tier 1 carry, right? Because he makes this move, and honestly, it only became the wrong item once they lost that fight, and he's immediately switching off of it because he recognizes that it's not what he needs.
There you go, we did. They failed their smoke. GLGD, they're gonna look for one of their own, and there are a couple of heroes over here. It's Puppy as well as Yap, so they're playing pretty far back. Look like they'll find anyone. Secret heading more up toward the top side of the map now.
Yeah, both teams just content taking their respective bounty runes. LGD trying to capitalize on the fact that maybe somebody would go alone to pick those up. Break Secret better than that. It does get them a nice ward for sets up for pushing the tier 2 bottom and the tier 1 mid.
Is under attack.
Might get dewarded later, but the fact that you smoked means that they no way saw you do that ward.
Tier 2 tower, as you said, will be going down pretty quick here. They have the glyph. We've seen them glyph the tier 2 before. Doubt they want them. Yeah, they will do it.
Radiant think.
Just have to be careful now. There's nothing you can do to stop the Void if he gets the chrono off, and then Somnus could theoretically just get 2 or 3 seconds of a tree channel, and whoever's caught sight. And if it's Spectre, because the BKB, he wants to disperse it.
Get ready, they're going to try to go in. It will be Chalice. Chalice will get the ult up there. It's going to be a shrine. Can they get their time? They do with the and it's going to be a Chrono. And Chrono Ame doing so much damage. The axe is getting right click. Has gone down. He finally gets right click down. The Spectre can't make it down the hill quite yet. Yes, he will. The Solar Crest saves him for now, or doesn't. Still ticking down, but we'll be okay because the higher Grum. Now Somnus just destroying this one right now, but and they do get Nisha. FY, what a play.
What did he do? Hit him with an arrow? I missed it.
No, he queued and it lands. Like, he was near enough, so the Starfall's going to land even if you TP out. It just takes a little delay.
And they just killed all 3 cores of Secret in that fight. And the TP, FY up top, they bait him in. And Chalice getting the ulti off the mech, the shrine. You fought into a shrine room. That's one of the deadly sins, I believe.
And you're fighting with melee heroes into a Magnus. There was a bit of stun overlap, and Secret get heavily punished. And all of a sudden now, Butterfly on Ame. He's
not disassembling the Mask of Madness, by the way. He bought another quarterstaff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he chose to just go for the more deeps.
Interesting. I figured he would split just because the Satanic is going to be so good in this game later on. That's what allows you to just...
he does have it queued up.
Because you're playing...
Interesting.
Wait, Satanic's queued
up? Yeah,
the
Satanic queued up.
That's really weird.
Another fight, yeah. Looks like we will get a call onto the Ogre. It will be an Ice Path. Looks like they can't get this 5 position. Maybe not. He 4 steps out. Zai is going to be in bad position because of Chalice and that nice skewer, nice arrow as well from FY. 1 for a trade, but Somnus in a little bit of trouble now. They are going to pop it. Nestle won't be there. Kame's over here helping out. And Nisha taking so much damage from those throws and the bash. One more. Another will be there. Kame gets the kill and now pops the BKB just to get Puppy. Another bash goes out there.
This guy's good.
Chasing for more. Somnus wants to as well, but they will find Yapzor possibly. Ame has Chrono in 20. Probably doesn't want to use it. Yep, Yapzor's out of here, but another 3 for 0 trade.
I'm going to do some replay analysis later on the bash skill acquired by Ame. That was insane.
Just 2 in a row, just to bash him down. And this Spectre had so much farm, but died twice in a row. And yep, look at that damage. Ame, he's throwing 4.1k damage done.
And Ogre's got the blast.
He does. And
For a long way. But
it's just so much damage. Like you're because of the way hang on, we're gonna watch it right here. Yeah, you can see the initiation on the Ogre. We've discussed how awful this hero is.
He almost makes it out too.
Yeah, Chalice with a nice skewer away onto Zai to prevent follow-up damage, and Name just starts shredding. The Mask of Madness popped with the butterfly. It's every item that Void gets, the damage output is just multiplied, right? So for each item,
Trying to jump in. Sorry, it looks like he takes a ton of damage because that blade builder is going to jump back. Chalice has used his ult area. The tree throws there. Zai, the only one to go down. X-Nova's back. They armor on ulti. Samus gets another one on Puppy. They try to get their tornado up. X-Nova will finally drop, and he gets the Chrome, who will be only on Nisha, but that's the only one you need to get the kill, and they will. The damage from FY and Tiny in that chrono. Nisha just died 3 times in about 3 minutes right here. This does not feel like a good spec. Look at the net worth. 17k to 13k now.
as I said, much easier to play Void.
Yeah, it's especially you have Ogre and Mag, so once you get ahead, you're scarily ahead, and you just can't deal with them anymore. We'll have a Satanic finished up soon, and then it's just like, how do you kill him? Yeah.
Even more survivability.
So I did not actually say that, and I'm completely blown away by the fact that LGD is just able to take these fights so well with the blink daggers and the skill-based stuff against the heroes that Secret has.
It's the Void BKB, I think. I think the decision to skip Maelstrom was necessary because Ame just gets the chrono off BKBs, and there's no way for Secret to deal with him. He can ignore the dispersion damage completely and just someone dies. And if you find that one kill, it's very easy for LGD to chase for more. 7k, the gold league now. Echo Saber.
Secret kind of has damage issues. They went Manta Diffusal on Spectre, and they went all these utility items on the mid one.
Yeah, we were discussing whether or not he's go Radiant. We liked the Solar Crest, but Solar Crest and Pipe and a Plate Mail.
Possibly kill. No, the Ice Path won't hit.
Is he going to disassemble? Is the all-in-all question here. He has Silver Edge queued up as well. Beautiful item this game.
Yeah, he's
Also, BSG, I think you were talking about it with Gunner earlier. There's a cool interaction, right, with Echo Saber plus the tree, right?
Yes, it slows on every attack from the tree, from the Acceptor. Tree volley.
Really?
Yes, every single attack applies the Echo Saber 0.8 seconds slow. So they're pretty much perma-slow.
So they're just stuck in the volley.
If they don't have mobility or BKB or anything like that, yes, they are.
Forward mid one just gets first hit back immediately. They're baiting it in on the backside. He is going to hit another ulti, and Ame just jumps on him. They don't even need the arrow that flies through. He does too much damage. Puppy, they don't even care about him. They want to chase a more important target into the mid one. He gets multi-casted. There's going to be the double star ball, and Ame just right clean after right click. Samus already killed Puppy as well. Mid one will run away for now, but it won't matter. Ame continuously chasing down. There comes the tree volley, and mid one just gets right clicks down. Well, lifts for a bit, but it doesn't matter. This is looking to be a 2-0 for PSG.LGD. They don't have creep though. They can't even bring down this tier 2 tower. They're coming though.
Look, they're playing with confidence, very poised.
I mean, they just won 5 fights in a row. Like, just straight up, they've lost maybe Ogre twice, and that's about it. It's like everything is looking up LGD. Now there's the tier 3 melee rack, so quick. He does have that plate. There's going to be a skewer all the way back. So Ame makes it out. No, he's so tanky, doesn't even carry. Will pop the pipe. Empowers Ame. And well, Chalice, looks like you are left to die, but guess what? You got a full set of racks. Did your job. X-Nova dies as well. The tornado. Close to hitting Ame.
Satanic is such a better item now that you can lifesteal off of elites.
Yeah, that's one of the most...
You used to not be able to do that.
It used to change the relation. I think Spectre was much better against Void back at that, before that, because if you weren't attacking the real one, you'd end up being fine. Lifesteal effectively is worthless.
Yeah.
And that changed.
He just used a Honda-Lucan to get all of his health back. And they are trying to force Roche. They forced the buyback on Mag. They only have the chrono. They don't have the Mag RP for another 23 seconds.
You got the tree volley as well, though, which feels pretty much...
He's chucking them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, see how slow, see how slow Roche is. continuously applying that Echo Saber.
And now he's just chilling. Roche a little farther up now. And Ame just goes in. Yeah, he's like, you know what?
I'm surprised it took him this long. Isn't this first Roche? 33 minutes in.
There's just been so many fights. They forgot. They're like, oh yeah, we could do that.
Both
and are they
teams
going to
have
walk
so
in?
much stuff they can chuck into the pit. It's kind of hard to Roche.
Torn it. Does only hit the Roche. Dagger flies through. Neither team wants a fully fit arrow. It's going to fly and it actually hits Nisha in the back line. There's going to be the boat. It only hits onto one. It is going to be Chalice. He hasn't used his ult quite yet. He does have a wand. There's going to be the tree volley going in, doing so much damage, but Chalice is the first one to fall. They do get a toss in the air. Zai looking for the next one to die. That's Scorpius keep alive for a little bit. X-Nova dies as well. Now Gem just getting dropped, but they're going for mid one. The BKB pops, so the Ice Path won't do anything. He gets the kill. He does. Ame does get called now. Zai getting bashed up. First hit. Ame makes it out. Has the Spirit Vessel though. Cold Snap to close. Currently stunned. It looks like they might be able to bring down this. Roshi goes down. Arrow flies in. Hits Zion. Oh my goodness. Samus shreds them all. He even makes it out. The Cold Snap, the Battle Hunger, and the Spirit Vessel. It doesn't matter.
Can't ask for a better fight over. Secret to kill the one hero without buyback on the enemy, but it's just PSG.LGD. They do too much damage. They had to all in for Chalice. It
Doesn't feel good.
And a DD for Void, man.
The Guardian Greaves on this Mirana, just keeping everyone alive. They're going in. The Alacrity's there. The tree throw. That actually gets the kill on Roche. Might be helping Niche out. He snatches it. They do get the kill on it. Ame goes in. That's going to be the Aegis. No, he makes it over. But they need to get it, and now he's in a bad position. They have the double damage. No chrono. Do you go for this kill? Arrow will fly out. It does hit. With Ignite going, he can't get the stun off because he does get Ice Path on the back. Ame trying to chase for more with that. They're going to bring down Nisha. Looks like he runs uphill. Puppy just getting destroyed. He's there. Nice arrow. And that's the gem. Holy smokes. The neutral does kill Nisha, but Nisha's dead. And this is looking rough. Do they just lose another set of racks here?
yeah.
And dude,
not necessarily. They do have Spectre buyback.
how much damage? Tiny is just going insane right now. He has a Crystal, almost has a full Daedalus. This Tiny, I don't know. He is doing so much damage.
This is something I think we may be seeing on the main stage, folks.
Tiny Void?
Tiny, specifically. Yeah. Because it's one of those TI heroes, a lot like Earthshaker, right? Where I'm not saying, like, this will sound weird, it's not like low skill, but it's simple, right? And it's got tons of burst, versatile in lanes, rolls, and you just do so much damage. And it's not it's not complicated to get it off, much like a Kunkka would be, right? It's a lot more difficult to use your spells properly as Kunkka in the middle of the fight, whereas Tiny, hey, throw trees over there. It's a ton of damage, especially with the Echo Saber. Is that I guess that's an intended interaction. But
yeah, it's just that the Echo Saber only goes on cooldown if your hero actually attacks.
Yeah.
So every item in the game or ability that applies, just like Monkey King ult and stuff, as long as your Echo Saber is off cooldown, they will apply. So it is an intentional interaction.
And don't forget, he always has the Empower while he's He is just
bonus 100 or it's 40% now, so it's a bonus 100 damage from the Empower.
Every single.
That is a lot.
Saw 33k hero damage done in 36 minutes. 1,000 damage a minute to hero.
Oh, this guy has no chill, man.
he's going for second Daedalus as well as what he has queued
Let's
up.
go.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yep. Ogre as well. Look at, he has a Vlad, he has a full medallion. Now this is your 5 position. You know you're in a pretty good spot when X-Nova's this far.
Lotus Orb as well on the Mirana, just enabling his team to play Dota.
They're not even waiting for Ame level 25.
Will there be an arrow? Oh, skewer and arrow missed. They're gonna get back for now.
They had a ward that saw Nex himself there. That's why they were able to basically throw their abilities at him.
And now Void Butterfly, Silver, and he has Satanic and Backtrack. It's near impossible to take him down.
Try to go in right here. He's gonna be silenced. He has the Lotus Orb now. X-Nova is just kind of running into the base. Nisha took so much damage right there from just stun from Ogre and the tree volley. Try to perfectly disable his Faceless Void, but I don't even know if he's taking damage at this point. He's just gonna right click. It's gonna be onto Nisha. There's gonna be a nice call again by Zai, but it doesn't matter. He's everywhere. There's gonna be a nice pass blocking him down. Then one gonna try to make it out. There's gonna be Ame running out. Nisha has bought back. He pops his ultimate. Does he want to jump in? Not quite yet. Arrow flies. Cal by Somnus. Now they move forward. Starstorm almost killing mid one there.
So fresh.
They just instantly killed Nisha. That's the GG call. That was a dieback. And PSG.LGD, they didn't just beat Secret. They beat him convincingly 2 games in a row. Like 2 38-minute games, and in this game especially, they won 9 fights or something like that in a row. Like Secret never took a fight.
I haven't watched Secret All Tournament, so I assume they've probably done this before, but I just, based on the even match in terms of skill between these two teams, I'm not a believer in 4 position. I'm just gonna leave it out there. Like I just feel like the 4 position